Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first session of Vesturin, the city of Spires. It's going to be really weird doing this online because my Discord is over here and my camera is over here, so you're going to see me side eyeing consistently. Or I could just talk to myself because I'm perfectly underneath the camera. We even have good microphones this time, so I won't be cutting out consistently, as I will then cut out consistently.
Holy.
Right? This is my voice acting mic. We'll see how it works. Just going to be like, boom and shot, boom and shot, boom and shot. With that, we introduced ourselves during session 0. We have joining me today. To my left here is Dee. She's going to be playing Persephone. To my right is Nate, who will be playing as Jackie. To my bottom right is bottom left on camera, I guess. Bottom right, bottom left here is Anthony, who will be playing as Jayce, and to the bottom left or right over here, depending on your purview or how you want to set this up, is Sweet playing Sibbly. That being all the introductions we have time for, let's just get right into it. So, give me a quick second. I'm going to change some musics. Don't sass me, computer. Not emotion, you silly bitch. Ugh, it's gonna be like that. All right.
It's like, oh, it's assassin.
Yeah, I fucked up and I put the song bots in the chat for the Discord, and I don't want to click off on the Discord because then you're gonna see like all of the chat logs and all the cameras are gonna go for a minute. All right. We take an overlook, a scenic view of the city of Spires, Vesturin, a long-standing bastion of humanity and basically living life as a whole in this part of the continent. These 6 spires reaching towards the sky, dwarfing their prior 5 prospective predecessors. A large city wall encompasses the main districts, keeping separate both the docks, the arcane, and the prison that our company will most certainly find at some point in time somehow. It's a quiet night tonight, mostly, and unusually, except for in one specific part. We zoom in to the market district. Old stalls now without tenants in them. People not bustling and hustling in the streets. These cutaways of blue streets and gray lit buildings dimly lighting the streets around. The sound of glass shatters, and 3 men leap out of a window, bags in hand. They take these bags and begin running through the streets down the dark alleys as a man runs out of the shop hearing the alarms going off in his building. He is a duck man in all aspects. He runs out of his shop, thieves! As he's chasing them down the street. And the guard sirens begin wailing in the background. I broke you early. I broke you real early.
We're fine. We're fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
The
Stop! Park!
That's
That's what got me.
The thieves start hauling ass down the alleyways on their movement to the Chantry District, where they will hopefully stop on the tram on the way through. As they pass through the city gates, managing to miss the guards who are coming towards the chaos to try and block off any access or routes, you'll see as they get off into the other 5 and start congratulating themselves as they see a tram pull in and they start moving in to that brightly lit tramway, knowing full well that they should be the only passengers on there tonight. As they begin their movement in, jewels in hand, the camera shifts. And Anthony, describe your character, and how do these men who think they managed to get away fail in their task?
So, Superimposed against the night sky, we have on a corner of a rooftop, looking down at these three black robes, tattered and kind of flowing, real dark, uh, crimson, not armaments, but like attachments, like shin guards and arm guards uh, attached as we're perched. The camera will pan up into a red metallic mask that has lines in it in the way that it was assembled that kind of show a frown in the face, a frown and tears from the eyes blacked out so that no one can see the color of them, and one horn-like structure that kind of juts out from it as the light kind of bounces off of it and glints. He will move with the light in a flash. And so the tram, is it not moving, or are they just in the station?
The tram is currently parked waiting for passengers as these three thieves who just robbed the jewelry store. I got to catch TikTok up because apparently the audio fucked up and it sounds like the audio is trying to fuck up again. But basically, three thieves over the city of Spires just robbed a duck's shop in the market district, and he came running out of the shop to go, "Thieves, stop!" As they fled to the Chantry district, and they are looking to get on the trams so that they can escape back to the dockyard where they exist. So we are now joining with Anthony's character, who is a vigilante, getting ready to stop them. We are now caught up on TikTok. All good. Apparently you can't have similar audio as you're doing two different recordings for TikTok. It gets pissy. But the tram is stopped at the station waiting for passengers. It'll normally hover around for about like 2 to 3 minutes, and then it'll start burying off in the middle of the night.
So from a different location, you'll kind of see these strange little devices roll across the ground, barely perceptible, but in a moment, with a flash, they will appear to be coming from a direction that will kind of chase them off into somewhere he's trying to like force them to go. The visage of the guards that were chasing them appear.
All right. So with that, these three individuals who were just high-fiving and congratulating themselves on a job well done, managing to get away from everything, will begin heading towards the tram to see these visages of guards moving towards the tram and securing it. You watch as they all tuck their bags further under their shoulders and begin backing up before dipping into an alley through the chantry. In the distance, you can hear arguing starting. I thought you said that it was going to be good. I thought you said we had the vantage point. Who was supposed to make the distraction? Look, we'll just get back to it later, all right? Right now, we just got to get back to the dockyard. There's still another chance. And they look up towards the monorail that runs along the corner. That one normally has a guard, not a guard inside of it, but somebody who's running the monorail throughout the course of the night. It might be a little dangerous, but we could probably take the monorail. If anything, we'll pretend we're working late. Just taking some stuff home for the night. Yeah, it's a good idea.
If they are in this alley, the second they go to turn to try to get out, they'll see me just standing there. The light pouring through kind of drowning out the colors of the actual outfit, but leaving the shine, and all they see is this mask.
These three guys stop dead in their tracks and notice that they're not alone anymore. They begin drawing their daggers out from underneath their cloaks. You picked the wrong alley to get lost in tonight, friend.
I'll roll one insight check. Are these thieves? Does it look like they're like down on their luck type? Do they just like need some like is it like food they stole? What was their like situation?
So, amongst many of the gangs that run the city, there are also people who trade in the black market, basically. These guys are stealing jewelry, of all things. Things that they can then take and counterfeit and basically work down to create something else in. You see a lot of stuff like this coming in and out of the dockyard because it fetches a super high price, what with the materials that are being stolen from the jeweler's shop worked in with the counterfeiting material as well. These guys themselves, they're not starving for food. However, like most of the dockyard citizens, they're also they're not rich either. There's very clearly a couple grunts who are working for a boss of some sort.
So when they say that and they pull their dagger, I will pull out a quarterstaff and silently just walk towards them.
One of them turns and looks towards the other two to just kind of like reaffirm what he's thinking, and then looks back towards you and goes, "Oh, so you think you're funny?" And he rushes towards you and tries to stab through you. What do you do?
Will take a. You know what, we'll do it like this. We'll give a little insight. I'll spend a key point for a patient defense.
All right.
So when he goes to it,
Yep, go ahead.
so when he goes to attack me, I don't know if he still has to roll. Oh no, they get disadvantage on the attack roll.
All right. So a 9 and an 8 for the glory of a 12.
That does miss. So my AC is not high. I need to check that, but I think it's just because I have to get used to 5e again. But when he misses that attack, I will use a superiority die and use a reaction to take that staff and just give a quick hit and try to knock him into the wall.
With a quick thock to the side of his head, he goes into the wall and then slinks against it. The other two immediately regaining their bounds decide, yep, you're not getting a second chance at this one. We were going to come one at a time to try and chase you off, but you clearly have some moxie. They both charge you at the exact same time, both of them taking swings at you as you back up. Pathetic attempts. What would you like to do?
I will use another superiority dice for a sweeping attack to hit both of them. And I think it just knocks them back. I need to see. And all this I want to do non-lethally.
Yep.
I'm not out to murder these people for some jewels. But
Do that, then we completely skip Sweet's arc.
God damn it, I gotta bring him back.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, expend one. Damage another creature with the same attack. One within 5 feet of the original.
All right.
So,
So with that, you sweep the legs out of one of the guys as he slams into the trash cans next to him. The other guy slams on his ass and then throws his dagger at you. Nat 20. He will get you. God, first legit me being like, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll on this one.
literally.
Right?
At 8 points of damage as the dagger across your cheek and slams off on the other side of the wall. The guy scrambles and goes to grab the other dagger that his now knocked out ally had, so that he can come back and face you again. I'm not letting you do me like the others.
Think I will. Is he on the ground or no?
He's stood back up. This is the last guy who's trying to face you.
I'll stand there again. So with the throwing of the dagger, a little bit of damage, he'll see the somehow just in that little gap between the mask, uh, where it's shiny red, you'll see how it kind of darkens as the line falls down from the eye. And he says this, and with his other friends down, again, he'll silently just walk towards him in an attempt to kind of just overwhelm him with intimidation. So he hopefully just runs away.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
I'll go ahead and roll on Albert. It's 13 plus 3, so 16 total.
All right. So with that, he sees that he's cut you and that you are unperturbed. He gets ready to turn tail and run, but he's not running without these jewels. He reaches down and snags up the jewels and starts hauling ass, jewels in hand, leaving his two allies behind. Do you let him escape or do you take him out?
As soon as he runs, yeah, I'll with the speed he's probably unfamiliar with, take my quarterstaff and just to the back of the head.
All right. And with that, the man gets thunked and goes face down to the ground and goes out. What do you do with the jewels? Or with
The
these
jewels. I mean, the guys I have no.
guys? One roll of quarters and straight up the ass. Have to. This way they at least have enough to do laundry, but they know I mean business.
It's like just take one jewel each, right up the ass. So like one for your troubles. But with the bag, I will. I'll take up, and I'll. Can I listen for where the guards are? If they're still coming, are they still coming?
They've currently sussed out that these guys were in the marketplace and that they've retreated to the chantry, so the guards are on the way.
I don't really have I don't really want a calling guard situation. So I think I'll just kind of like tie the guys up and leave the bag just like on a what's it called? Or am I close to the shop they robbed?
No, that's in the other district. It's in the market.
Oh, we're districts away. We are districts away. Okay. Yeah, I'll just tie the guys up and I'll leave the bag for them to come find.
All right. You tie them up,
And
you leave the bag, and disappear out of the alley for the night. As this late night incursion is coming to an end, the camera switches as this vigilante skips up the hall, the walls, and is now fleeing across the roof. The scene cuts to an early morning, and a woman arising from her bed in the Raven's Rest. Sibbly, what's your character's morning routine? What do they go through? As you hear the sound of your mother preparing food downstairs and your little brother going nuts, waiting for the day that he's about to have.
Typically, first thing that's happening is, mom's usually waking Sibley up, and brother Jayce there, only about 10 years old, decides he's going to start running up and down the halls, which usually wakes Pops up. He doesn't particularly like to be woken up, so he's smacking on the walls. So Sibley gets up, and she goes to typically capture her brother somewhere in the halls, so it's usually a little chaotic in the morning. So she's out in the hallway chasing her brother for a hot second. And once she captures him, she takes him downstairs, tosses him in a chair, and tosses some breakfast at him. Grabs breakfast and decides she's going to take it up to Pops as he's banging on the wall.
As you try to catch your brother, you just see him hop, skip, barrel roll as he's trying to avoid you, and as you finally manage to grab him and wrest him up by his coattails, he's like, you caught me, Sibs. I almost got away this time, though.
Yeah, you're going to have to try a little harder next time, or I don't know.
Look, I've been training.
Train?
I've been training real hard. And he starts throwing punches in the air, throws up a small kick, comes about halfway up to his hip. It's a child kick for somebody who's being held aloft. I'm telling you, once I get done training with Master, I'm gonna be the best evader ever.
Yeah, well, this master of yours clearly has underestimated your agility. I don't know, but you're like a wild stray cat is what you are.
I could do a flip.
Well, you flip yourself right into that seat and eat first.
All right. And he heads over to the seat, and you watch as he sets himself up. He raises his hands in the air, and then he leaps, catches on his hands buckle underneath him, and you hear the clatter of chairs going across the floor. And he's, ow! Okay, I'm still working on that, but I'll get it. He gets up, slides the chair over, sits up in the chair, and grabs a hold of a spoon, starts spooning cereal into his mouth.
I'm gonna walk over and look at Mom and go, he's your problem now, not mine.
Don't worry, I'll get it. Just tend to your father. I already hear him moaning through the halls.
Yeah, something tells me that he didn't have a very happy evening.
I'm gonna guess not. He was woken up by the sounds of the sirens. Those damn vigilantes again.
You would think he'd get used to it at this point. I mean, have they ever stopped in this city?
No, but this time they ran through the chantry. I'm supposing that they thought that the gods would see to their ill-sought means this time.
Well, breakfast for him.
And your mother will start putting out eggs and bacon for the family, and hand you over your father's.
The stairs Sibley will go.
As you open the doorway, you see your father bathed in this dim light that shines in from the windows. The curtains are trying futilely to block it out. He sits up in the bed, resting himself up, struggling a bit. It was a rough night.
Yeah, noisy, but at some point you'd think you'd get used to it.
That and I'm out of that special medicine that you make. I feel the pain coming back to my spine. And he pops open a small little tin, and you see just a scant few leaves remaining as he packs them up with his fingers and sticks them in the end of his vaporizer and begins sealing it shut. I've been trying to hold off on getting more because I know that it takes you a bit to make.
You know, you're supposed to go light on that.
I take what the pain demands of me.
She's gonna walk over and purposely set the food down and pull the curtains over so the sun comes in.
He flinches.
And I'm assuming the pain is getting worse?
Not by much. I think it's just because I didn't get up yesterday. Maybe we can take a walk around for a bit. Stretch out the old legs.
Are you wanting to go outside or just downstairs?
Outside if I could make it. But downstairs would be nice.
Well, eat your breakfast first.
He takes the time, starts eating his breakfast. You hear the door shut downstairs and your mother calling out to your brother. Just be careful and make sure you come back before the lights go out, okay? Okay! At least...
Sibley's gonna look at the door and she's gonna shake her head.
A child is allowed to be a child. Let somebody around here be youthful. Besides,
Yeah.
young man's living up enough for all of us. Though, maybe you can see that you do too. When was the last time you got out? Just had a good time at night.
I get out plenty enough.
I understand. But I can get along well too, and your mother can help as well. You don't have to take everything on your own.
You say that, but have you seen this city?
That city is not in here. We take wayward travelers. People who have no home. Those who are just passing through, or those disheveled for a day. It's our job to try to bring hope back into some of their lives. A rest for the wayward. The ravens rest. He goes to lean and stretch to put the plate over on the side, and then immediately goes into a coughing fit. You see the etched purple marks of the arcane creeping down his body.
She immediately runs over and starts patting on his back and rubbing it up and down.
After the coughing fit calms, he gives you a small wave. Hopefully soon, I can get back to helping. I can't let you and your mother take on all this work. kind of a man would that make me? He starts picking himself up before grabbing his walker. And then begins shuffling towards the door. The plates still rested on the tray that sits by his bed. A glass of milk half finished.
This portion of the town knows you're plenty man enough.
Will you join me in this morning's prayer?
Are you asking me or telling me?
You know our religion is a choice. To be saved, you must want to be saved. To seek
Is the
guidance.
councilwoman going to be there?
No. From what I understand, she's found herself mighty busy.
Then I will join you.
We'll see you in the afternoon then. Come on. Let's get downstairs. You see,
She'll help him. She'll help him shuffle down the stairs.
and you see the tin of medicine for your father that was sitting off on the side. You snatch it up before helping your father down. You head out with your family to go to prayer. And as they shuffle in, you see the commotion that has the councilwoman so bent out of shape at the moment. As Isabella calls off to several of the guards that are nearby, I want to make sure that we have them in custody, and soon. This vigilantism cannot be staying. Not in my district. Yes, councilwoman. And the guards rush off to go see if they can scrounge up any information on the mystery man. She walks over to one of the tied-up thieves and proceeds to grab a hold of his cheek, squeezing roughly. You see tendrils of arcane come up her fingers and penetrate into the temples of the man as he reels back. Now tell me, what did you see last night? The man sits there and throws on his head. He's not speaking or responding. It almost seems like he's struggling, and you see her eyes are lighting up this crystalline blue before she lets go. Good. At least the description is nice. And Isabella then proceeds to wander away, and as she does, she plays with the ring on her hand, that ivory skull beset with the jewels, and you see two attendants pop up behind her, skeletal men wearing clerical vestments. She whispers something in Nekrill before these skeletal men nod, and then, like mist, start moving away to the different districts. Your parents already inside the church, and you stand outside. What do you do?
If the councilwoman is still there, Sibbly will probably stand and outside and watch her very carefully.
You watch as the councilwoman sits up and leans against one of the buildings overwatching the site. Her posture and the way how she is waiting very much indicates that she's waiting for somebody. But when she spots you, her eyes laser lock on you, and she begins watching you, a grin creeping across her face. You can tell that this grin And this look that she's locked on is akin to a cat being curious.
Sibley probably stands there and just, because of the way that she feels about raising the dead, she stands there and just locks eyesight with her with a very, I guess, best way to explain it is a kind of pissed off kind of look, but like not like an extensive one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, and just stays there with her arms folded
And
like a statue.
you and Isabella stay locked in contest for a minute before Azarel, the councilwoman for the market district, comes in, her blonde hair sashaying behind her. Um, she wears low cut leathers and a rapier on her side. Her outfit in general just echoes the prestige that she walks with. These delicate sashes of beautiful colors hanging off her side. As she goes, I'm here to take back those jewels that were so carelessly dropped in your district, Isabella. And Isabella, not breaking glance from you, goes, So what do you wait for? They sit in the alley. Go and clean up your mess. We wouldn't want you to know that you are a failure as a councilwoman and a guard, do we? At which point in time, Azarel begins to sashay away and goes, The only failed councilwoman in the Chantry district right now is the one with the shit-eating grin on her face. You know, you won't be in charge for long if you keep playing with your papas. And Isabella just simply responds by going, Shoo shoo. As Azarel wanders over and sees you, she smiles and goes, Don't worry, dear. It's your outfit that offends her, not your religion. As she points to the markers of the grave on your outfit. You know, Isabella finds grave and death clerics ever so interesting. Can I ask you a question real quick? What do you know about these gentlemen who ran through your district? Do you know how they got this way?
Sibley's gonna look at Azrael and kind of slightly confused. I'm sorry. You're acting as if I know these people?
She smiles and, like, almost slithers over to your side as she gets closer to you. And she goes, You may not know these ones, but I can smell the perfume on you. You smell benevolent. And with that, you hear heavy-footed footfalls coming over as Isabella is now standing on the opposite side of you and just looks at Azarel and goes, Leave now. Grab your jewels and go. I'm so sorry, Isabella. I didn't mean to play with your toys. And Azarel will head into the alleyway, picks up the jewels, looks over at the three men on the ground, just goes, Huh, and then leaves. Wouldn't want to be you, boys. Isabella then proceeds to follow after Azarel to make sure that she leaves the district. You are now alone with your church and the 3 wounded men patrolled only by the couple of guards from the market district, who seem like they are more concerned with the scenery around than they do the bleeding out guys. A couple bruises, bumps, and scrapes aren't going to stop them from breathing today. What do you do?
Sibbly, first off, is going to be standing there looking beside herself at the fact that, first off, she was called a toy. Considering she absolutely despises Isabel. And she's going to, if she can, walk over and see if she can't speak with the 2 gentlemen that decided to, obviously, rob this location, and see if she can't talk to him.
You head over and aren't accosted much by the guards. The one guy who Isabel had by the head is unconscious. The other 2 seem to be more grateful that they didn't find themselves at the end of Isabel's tirade. And as you proceed to wander up, start looking at you as if there's going to be a 3rd Inquisition today. I'm telling you, we don't know anything. It was all sudden. He came out of nowhere. Some guy in a mask. We told the guards the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Which mask was he wearing this time?
It was a bit too dark to tell, but if he wears it again, I know I cut it across the side. I got a good shot on him, I did.
Well, shouldn't have gotten caught. At least by the guards.
The guy kind of sinks his head down and looks over at the unconscious man. Can you help him? Whatever she did to him.
Just, let me know if the guards turn around.
He nods and keeps watch for you.
Sibbly will attempt to at least wake him up.
You give him a few points of healing and you can see he kind of comes back to being that smelling salt feeling just washing over him. You see his eyes as he opens and closes them a few times. His eyes are brown, but as he opens and closes them a few times, they flash violet from the lingering spell effect that Isabel had on him. And then as he sees that you're there, he takes a second and then nods and thank you. One of the guards turns around and you see the one dude who is keeping watch bumps his friend to kind of alert you. The guard's like, "Hey, what are you doing over there? Go on, get. There's a crime scene."
Sibbly will just tap the guy a couple times on the face and kind of get up and walk away. Mm-hmm. Little tap, tap, tap.
You head in to the Church of the Worlds and attend Mass with your folks. And as Mass ends up for the day, your mother and your father head home. And you don't. Where do you go?
Well, considering Pops is low on his herb, she's gonna head out to go look for her supplier.
All right. begin your move to go to your supplier as the camera pulls up and off of you and zips past the crafters district, past the administration district, or the administration and then the crafters district, and into the docks over the sea. It comes down and finds itself resting at the door of an alley. The door in an alley. And then, like a phantom, it passes through. On the other side of the door, there are 3 guys who are currently having a good old raucous chat, joking and laughing and knocking each other around. As a dwarf turns to a half-elf person and goes, "Now see, you're always doing shit like that, alright? You got to stop. That's how you're gonna get yourself in trouble, Flint. I'm not here to listen to a griff. Look, tell him, Jackie. I mean, what we did that night, that was good shit, alright? We were at the bottom barrel, and we got that guy, remember? It was a big score for us."
Good enough as it could be. But the gears keep spinning.
And the boss keeps looking to get paid. We can't keep hitting these low scores. We gotta get something big under our hits. So honestly, let's work towards something that's going to bring in more money. I think right now, Market District would be a bad place to hit, but I got a lead on the administration district if you two are interested. Flint pipes up and starts heading over. He goes, "You know I got you. You know I got you. I can get to the administration district and scout out whatever you need. Whatever you need, that's what we can do. Look, I know you're interested about it. I know you're interested about it, all right? But I think this time we let Jackie take the lead on this one. Some of those noble bozos need to come down a notch, if you know what I mean. Besides, Jackie can show you the ropes. He's your senior, after all." All right, fine. I'll let Jackie have it.
I don't even know why we think that's going to be the best results. Everything up there is just going to be all high tide. It's going to ruin it for us, if anything.
High tide, but you know it's packed inside those vaults. And from what I'm hearing, there's a shipment going through soon. Some of that high caliber stuff.
Yeah, but you know they've been narrowing it down. After a while, we won't even be able to push through. A mouse couldn't get in there without being shat on.
All right. Give me a bit more of a minute. I'm going to keep with that source of mine. We're going to see what we can do about it. There's got to be something coming in soon. If anything, I think after the buzz around the Market District chimes down, we might be able to get into one of those blacksmith shops. I wouldn't be caught dead messing with Atlas Osiris, though. That's just a pain waiting to happen, but trust. Might be a good place to hit. We can probably get some good metal there. Flint turns around and he's just like, "All right, I'm on it. I'm gonna hit the Market District. You guys, you handle the administration, get things taken care of. Good, sounds good. All right." And he starts heading out. The door shuts behind him, leaving just you and Griff in this area. What does your character look like as the camera is now panning towards you?
I think you see a bit of an older man now. Looks more roughed up, still young in the face. With this black tattoo on his one neck that kind of comes up and cascades over his ear. But it's a little harder to tell, especially when he puts his hood down and you can see his hair finally fall down. He's got this longer coat and all the sleeves are like banded ribbon. And he has a bit of a dark stare. The only bright thing about him is probably his light blue eyes. Everything else is just hidden under his hair or hidden under the hood or all of his garb. He just kind of leans up against the table and looks at Griff. Listen, that hotshot, he's gonna get himself killed one day.
Yeah, you're talking to the quiet. Trust me, I know. That's what it's our job to do. We gotta watch out for him. And make sure we keep our brothers in line. He looks up to you, you know.
For the family. Yeah, for the family.
Not just
He's
for the
looking
family.
up, but
It's not just for the family. You gotta think of yourself sometimes too, kid.
yeah.
You can keep that dark persona on yourself, but you know you care about him.
I care about him causing a lot of issues for us. And that's it. And speaking of myself, it's about that time for me. I gotta start doing some errands and runs for some clients.
Mark it up however you want. I know there's a heart in there somewhere. We're gonna find it. But go on. Get out of
If
here.
you can find it, I'll probably smoke it. And I head out.
The door shuts and Griff just heads over to the side and starts playing around in a chest that he has off to the other side. As you step through that door into the alleyway, the camera follows after you, and you see a beautiful pink dragon made entirely of smoke just crest down the alleyway. And then here, as you see a man, a vape in hand, blowing out his share of bliss. The dragon coming directly from his vape. The dragon sparkles as this cascading elemental aura falls off of it, and then it begins to crack and shatter from head to tail before breaking apart like glass. A familiar sight to you. A lot of people in the docks use bliss. A means to escape, a means to get away, and once upon a time, this shit was pure. I'm not saying that it's cut with things now, though that's not far from the case either. But it wasn't smoked in vaporizers. Smoked in pipes. Part of a ceremonial circle. Days long past, but traditions kept alive in the smallest of circles that you know about. Because some of those circles are your circles. The man looks as you sit lost in thought for a minute, and then he holds his vaporizer up to you. Ceremonial asking if you want to hit.
Nah, beat it. And I walk away.
Screw you, pal. And he blows out another cloud. This one of a crown that rests upon his head. And as you walk down the alleyway, you hear him chuckling to himself. A mad, cacophonous laughter that is echoed only for the two of you in this dead alleyway. You start to walk out onto the streets, and guards are scattering this way and that way, locking down the docks. A new shipment has come in. And there he is right there. Black hair pulled back on his head into his small little idea of regency. His gray and white and blue armor shining brightly against the sun. That hammer he holds over his shoulder as he commands his guards left and right to make sure that they search every portion of this boat. Because there's not a single bit of bliss that's making it off this boat that's not going into lockup. A group of sailors who have been arrested for bringing in this shipment of contraband. And mocking on a ship across the way, you see a captain of another ship put his vape in his mouth, inhale, and blows out a middle finger as it floats off the edge of his boat and then turns to sand before falling in the water. You'll see as Terran Freaks takes a look over at the captain of the boat and just stares him down. Put it away. Don't make this a two-bust. The captain weighs his options for a bit before he chuckles, sticks the vape in his pocket, and then heads back below deck. You see people starting to get hauled off the boat, 2 by 2, at least 24 men. All of them will be going to jail for quite some bit for drug peddling what used to be a legal drug. What do you do? What does Jackie do in this moment? I know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
now.
Okay.
You like disappeared for a second on my end, and I was like, I don't know what happened.
So,
We're just pausing for dramatic effect.
what does Jackie do as he's witnessing these scenes go down?
I think in Jackie's mind, he's starting to try to think about it strategically. He's knowing that a lot of these people were somewhat of a headline down the telephone game. And he knows that with this being cut off now near the docks, that the bridge is getting narrower and narrower. All he's got left on himself is probably for the last deal tonight. So he's going to be nonchalant, stick around, and just wait for his client.
You find yourself over to the usual meeting spot, and as you do, approaching you in this alley is Sibbly, fresh off the monorail, and you two get to meet. Not for the first time ever, but definitely for the first time in this campaign. The floor is yours.
Well, when Sibley gets off the monorail, she's gonna, find her way to the meeting location. When she gets there, she's definitely gonna be in a bit more of a different mood than she normally is after her conversation or whatever the hell that was with Azrael and Isabel. So she's gonna look a little bit more in a huff as she gets into up to the meeting location.
All right. So as you two meet, what do you discuss? How does this go down?
I think as soon as I start seeing her approach, I say the common phrase we have to know that this is exactly what this meetup is meant for. And he says, "Forest cries when the leaves shamble."
Only if the leaves fall.
It's good to see that things are somewhat normal. Things are getting tight around here.
And things are getting weird back there.
Some kids thinking they're heroes.
I mean, that's never really changed. But apparently, for some reason, the council women think were just toys to be played with. So,
Yeah, not surprised. Everyone's a gear in this place. At some point, it grinds you down until you have no teeth.
they'll have to grind me down pretty damn hard to get rid of these teeth.
All right. Payment?
Always. Sibley will hand over a small satchel.
Going a little light this time. What's going on there?
Yeah, a little less people have been coming to the Ravens and oh.
Sure. All right. Well, maybe I'm going to start feeling a little light. Here's just one Bliss. Should hold you for a week.
That's if I can get Dad to go a little lighter.
Listen. He reaches into his jacket and pulls out a little bit of this folded like card satchel. It looks like it holds like more cylinders. And he hands it to you. Don't say I didn't do anything. But I'm going to tell you with a little advice. This ain't going to save him.
No. Trust me, I know. The Reaper decides he wants to hang out in the corner every evening. I can't make him go away. The only thing I can do is make it a little easier.
I think Jackie has this moment, kind of sits his brows a little lower down and kind of goes through a painful memory before he reconnects eyes with you. Sometimes it's best to do the Reaper's job.
Yeah. Except for when that one decided to save your life. How do you do that?
Sometimes you have to kill the one that is yourself that stands in the way. Death happens. Death happens.
Yeah, you're telling death, cleric. Death happens.
Believe me, if there was someone like you, back when I needed someone like that, I think things would have been a lot different. But here we are, just nullifying a night until the pin of the last light's road is gone. We might stop meeting like this. Perhaps it could have been a lot different. But, I guess I just grew accustomed this way. But for now, this is going to be our last dealing. At least until I can make
Last
sense.
stealing.
Yeah, you're seeing the things going on here.
Your eyes avert out to the street where you see guardsmen taking prisoners off of the ship, locking up the newest Bliss shipment that just came in.
I'm gonna reach out and grab her wrist and kind of push that the pamphlet goes up against her chest. Make sure they don't find it on you. Especially holding it like as if you're looking at some form of birthday card.
Yeah. Says the one that stays in their district. I have to go, what, 2, 3 districts over with it? On a tram.
I know where rats like me deserve to be.
You call yourself a rat, yet you have no idea what I do day and night.
It's not like I need to ask. Your eyes tell it all. And I turn and start walking away. Those
Listen.
legs get tired.
Listen. If you need help with anything, you know where to find me.
Don't bet on it. And I continue walking.
All right. You sit holding the last bit of bliss in your hand, Sibbly, that you feel Jackie's going to be able to provide you. It's possible that Jackie knows another source on how to get bliss, or another way out of this place to get bliss. And you are willing to help. And Jackie, as you are hitting the end of the alleyway, you're kind of realizing that without this new shipment coming in, the pockets are going to be running light. It might not be a bad idea to get her help. Hit up an old spot that you weren't looking forward to going back to. You think back to your sister and how you would have done how you did do anything for her. This shadow of yourself behind you. Can you really say no in this moment?
I look over my shoulder and see if Sybil has been continuing to walk her way out. And I start grabbing at my hood and I get it corrected. Can't believe I'm gonna have to go back up there. Never thought I'd be in that church again. Continue walking with a new direction in mind.
All right. And Sibley, what do you do?
Sibley, at the end of that alley there, she probably looks out just to make sure that the coast is clear first, as she, pockets what she has. And as long as the coast is clear, she slinks out and starts to head back to either the metro or the tram to hopefully make it back home.
All right. And Jackie, where is your new direction in mind?
He's going towards an older church outlet where there used to be a lot of religious circles, a lot of like old age stuff that kind of just fell to the wayside, not into the industrial future. Everything's set to ruin. He knows that Sibbly first contacted him there when she was trying to figure what was the best route of action. And the only way he knew was something that could kind of nullify the pain for a while.
All right. So with that, the camera picks up off of Jackie and begins moving to a new part of the docks. At the other side of the docks, we find a few kids, all of which who are playing a game as far as they think. However, that might not be the full case. You see them practicing different types of jumps, different types of fighting moves, dodging these balloon-like balls as they are coming at them, and a trainer who sits amongst them. Anthony, what do you look like in this moment? What does Jayce look like?
So kind of sitting just on like rubble, just in a, and what I'm assuming is like some dilapidated building that he set up to be a training course. He sits with his quarterstaff, now broken apart, so it only looks like a cane, and kind of more like oversized, just like rags and just tattered bits of like cloth. You see a darker skinned man, uh, disheveled, older, just human man, with a shaved head, uh, probably around uh, 35. He's lived a little, but he's not an old guy. Uh, with a newly acquired scar across his eye. Well, not across the eye, right under the eye. And as he's looking at the kids kind of doing their drills, he'll say, "Nope, do it again." He'll go up to one, knock him on the knee, who's been afraid to jump. He says, "No, you need to be lower." As he's going, he's like, "Stop being afraid, just go for it." It's like, you're not going to get it if you're going to be scared. You know, sit back down, kind of playing up the, uh, playing up a limp as he goes to meet his way back down.
You'll see the kid will sit there, going through the motions and such as before. But there is one kid who is now broken from the pact and is trying to perfect, with all of his might, a new technique. The legendary one and only flip. And you will see that he makes an attempt and breaks his ass. Makes an attempt and breaks his ass. Gets up a third time. Dusts himself off. Makes an attempt. Almost gets it, but he doubts himself. And he breaks his ass.
When I look at this kid, does he look like the rest of them? These other kids are. They're here because they have nowhere else to go.
This kid was basically some of the dockyard kids ended up miscreanting themselves throughout the other districts, and one of them managed to befriend a child from the Chantry district, a familiar one who we saw in a prior scene, Sibbly's little brother. This kid has now been making regular trips to the dockyard. His church clothes are very much out of place amongst the dockyard attire of the other kids that are here, where they all wear more lighter clothing, shorts and t-shirts, to try and basically unsweat the weather that usually ravages the dockyard. This kid is in heavy raiments that he's taken off and put to the side, and is now just down to the underclothes of the religious garb, which is still a long sleeve shirt and long sleeve pants. For what it's worth, he's trying. He's just got a lot of doubts.
My way over. And in a voice that's not like disciplinary, not like a what are you doing here? Like you should not be here. Um, he'll say to him, it looks like you're scared of taking that leap there.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. You always get like halfway through the backflip and you get scared that you're going to break your neck. So you pull because it's better your back than your head, you know? But I've almost gotten it a couple of times. I just kind of fold at the end.
With a little, almost imperceptible, like glint in his eye, Jayce kind of looks at this kid who, like so many little kids, have that spark of little, just bright-eyed, like wonder, where I'm sure he, somewhere deep down, led him to wanting to be a hero at one point. And he can't help but try to connect with this kid. And he says, those times when you are afraid, or those times that you want to, are the times that you have to really push yourself beyond those limits. Once you're able to do that, there's no telling what you'll be able to do. Tuck your knees in next time.
All right.
He'll look over and he'll call over, Gloria, grab that mat over there. It's just it's probably not gonna help. It's the smallest amount of cushion that's available.
Gloria.
All that matters is the confidence.
Gloria will nod and goes, "Okay, master," and grabs a hold of the cushion and starts bringing it over, and puts it over by Jayve. You'll see that
And
Jayve starts kind of warming up to the cushion, presses on it a little bit to see how much cushion this is going to give him from breaking his knees.
he'll lie. It's not it's about the impact. It kind of like it will absorb whatever you give it. So it feels hard right now, but once you land, you won't feel it.
All right, here I go. And he starts kneeling and swinging his arms, kneeling and swinging his arms. He kneels deep, jumps up, swings his arms, stalls out midway, tucks his knees into that midway stall, and then just straight onto the mat with his head. You watch him rolling around for a minute. He's like, cushion something. I think I got this. And he slowly starts to grind and get up.
I think maybe take a break, kid.
He looks at you and smiles, this giant, wide smile, and he goes, I can't take a break. She wouldn't take a break. If I could nail this, I might make her smile again. He kneels down, swings, kneels down, swings, and as he jumps up, he pulls himself through with just a little bit of confidence boost. He gets his hands underneath him for this back handspring, and he goes to push down, and his arms give out from underneath him, and he just like rolls onto his stomach. And whereas another failure might be a defeat for some, this kid seems jazzed. He's now at 3/4 turn. He's almost there.
He'll kind of, while he's on the ground, he'll kneel down in front of him and he'll say, I don't know who this someone is to you, but even just this effort alone, I'm sure, gives her immense happiness. But the body cannot do what the body cannot handle. Perhaps a bit of more uh, training would be in order. Before you can do this, you want to work on those smaller steps.
Smaller steps. Okay. So what should I do?
He'll point over to the other ones doing like the basic, like the strength training. I'm gonna say you need to build up the individual muscles before you can do something overall like that. You're only gonna hurt yourself if you try to do what you're not ready for.
Okay. And he runs over and he proceeds to pick up an old oil can that's been filled up with rainwater. He tips a little bit out to make it a bit lighter, and then he holds it in his hands, judges the weight, and then begins to start doing froggy hops with the weight, trying to strengthen up those legs. And then you watch as Gloria looks over to him, looks up to you, and then just without pause, fail, or care, she just does a flip. Throws her hands up in the air. I've got it down.
Yeah.
Maybe
Has like no need to show off on the youngers.
maybe I can help him out.
Hey, I say you don't have to do more than you need to. You're already doing more than enough trying to look after them while I can't. You're a good kid, Gloria. He'll go into his pocket and he'll pull out one of the gems from the robbery, and he'll kind of like put it in her hand and clasp it over it. Keep watching over them. He'll give her a wink and he'll start heading out.
She looks at the gem, her eyes brightly light up. And as you are heading out, what is your direction?
I think probably just walk around the docks, trying to take in, listening for any like disturbances, activity, um, kind of just like surveying, like in plain sight.
All right. As you are taking it in, surveying, and looking in from plain sight, you catch a glimpse of someone who's walking towards a destination, almost kind of dragging his feet as he goes. You recognize this guy. He hasn't really popped up on your radar too terribly much. As far as you know, he just deals drugs here occasionally. But you see Jackie wandering with purpose towards a new destination. What do you do? And do you two know each other? Is there history there?
I feel like there would have been maybe a run-in or two while people are, getting acquainted in wards. I think there could have been a point where a deal maybe got out of hand and One of Jace's only real concerns with the deal is that uh, kids are not dealt to. He's not really concerned about the what adults do in their free time. He's really just looking out for people not getting hurt, people getting not caught up in inter-gang activity. If there's two gangs, keep it in there, keep it away from people. Just trying to get by. And he doesn't like having the kids involved, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I
it,
think. Go ahead.
no, that was
Okay. I was saying, I think, like you were saying in the ward, I think you would have saw him bringing in Flint at one point. Probably gashed his leg really bad at one time, and that was like the moment you probably would have saw him the most, was picking up his glass cannon. Um,
Actually, that brings up another curious question. Do you think Flint has a different perception of Jayce, as Jayce may have vigilanted his ass?
for sure. I would believe Flint probably would have been like not next time. Like he probably had that one run in and was just like, nah, next time it's on site.
um, oh, that's I did forget the other thing. I feel so with that kind of acquaintance with your family, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that you do this with. He understands. There's like an understanding
Mm-hmm.
between the two. Y'all kind of like know. Y'all know what y'all are doing. Y'all have been doing it. Y'all know the limits. Y'all aren't upstarts going crazy trying to make names and get people caught up in stuff.
I
He
think that's
understands.
probably, yeah, I think that's why he probably feels the way he does about coming back up in this area, because he knows you're around here, especially with children. And it's like, I know he's going to look at this as bad news, no matter what.
So, especially going to a new location, I think he will uh, tail him a bit. Maybe he sees him with purpose. He's not gonna uh, accost you. He'll find a good vantage point.
All right. And, Jackie, describe this church as you come upon it. What does the church look like?
Like, like a vision of dead religion. Runes that just don't make sense anymore. Um, the stonework looks like it was once as if the ground before it spired into stones and stalactites like they were, and then they just made it out of the rock as it was. Maybe like an old past where very nature druids or something created these types of like temples and churches. Um, but it's almost like it was natural, but the state it's in now is as if the water is just constantly corrosive. It is porous. The metals, the natural irons that was forged and bent the way it is always like as if it's falling apart like sticks. Every walk in is a chance to make a door fall off its hinge, or maybe an old chandelier finally give off its chain. Every time a breath of air comes in here is just another year off the place.
All right. And how does Jackie approach this location? Is he just popping right in, or is he taking it in first before he?
I think kind of like off the same situation that we were just talking about before, like that last run in, they kind of used this old place for this rough deal more for territory. So he's kind of looking at it in the sense of how the situation went back then, and Flint trying to come in real hot with like a drop kick that was just not going to land. And it costed them potential territory. But it also gave notice that there was a watcher. Others call him probably the demon. So he just knows that that's kind of situation that's rough to walk into, because maybe that old gang still sticks around, but if that demon's still around, probably not.
All right. So, with a deep breath, you enter into the church, and Jayce giving him a bit of a purview. You slink up but try to stay out of sight. You see these tattered pews long since have weared out their usefulness. They were at one point in time carved from a tree that had literally sprung from the ground. These roots had made the pews of this church. And where people took the time originally to whittle it out and turn it into a place to sit for people, took very loving care of it, made sure to lacquer it in different colors to try and disseminate it from the tree that it came from. You see that the tree has now grown back in certain areas. The root has become hard and gnarled. It's given this multicolored visage to the roots themselves. Another weird bastardization between nature and the things that impart themselves upon it, joining and becoming one. In some eyes, destruction. In others, beauty. But you find yourself, as far as you know, alone in this church. Disheveled bookcases on the wall no longer hold stock of anything. The ceremonial pedestal that sat there for any religious purchase has been picked clean and smashed by passerbys that have been in here. You see the tattered remains of it on the ground. And windows shattered all around, along with a partially caved-in roof on one side. What do you two do?
I think Jackie just kind of plays the waiting game. He gets in place and gets to an area where there's a little bit of this harmonizing tone that's still carried in the walls, and just kind of sits there. A moment to no longer hear industrial things or the monorail. It's as if that area is deaf to all sounds except for anything inside the church.
It doesn't take long with the caved-in roof. You'll find that sound weirdly doesn't enter the church, but echoes don't reverberate through it anymore. That high-roofed echo is non-existent. This weird in the state of Vesturin, a city built around machination, to have something this close to nature. Are you waiting for a guest or just gathering your thoughts?
I think he thinks back to what he said to Sibbly, which was, "Don't let your legs get tired," which was his code word for, "I have a proposition." And then he's just waiting for that call.
from Sibbly. Okay. So with that, we'll crest back to Sibbly. As the evening is beginning to consort, you have the idea, the knowledge that there is a proposition on the table. You return back to your home front and see as your little brother is getting home a little bit after you. You see his raiments are dirty as he's been rolling around in the dirt this entire time. Your mom is going to have a fit when she sees him. But you see that this kid has had some fun. He's lived for today. And then you see a very familiar bird cresting across the sky. And Dee, what does Chardonnay look like? Your father's bird.
Typical, gray pigeon. And, like common amongst the towns. People just kind of shoo them away.
All right. So, as you are approaching your home and you see your little brother, you are alerted as you see a pigeon flying with great speed towards your bedroom window. And just hear as it slams into the window. And then you hear it.
These fucking birds, man.
You hear it slam into the bush below before it gets itself out of the bush, wiggles its feathers out, and proceeds to head back up to the window where it perches and waits. Your little brother comes in, watches the bird slam into the window, and takes account of how many times he slammed into that mat and how many times he slammed into the ground. A weird moment of transpondence there as he looks and he's like, Sis, I almost got it. I can almost do a flip now.
Yeah, well, how many times? You know what? By the look of your clothes, I'd say it was quite a few on how many times you hit the dirt before Mom sees those clothes, though. You better get upstairs and change them.
Okay, can I show you real quick?
Just don't hit the bush outside.
All right. And you watch as he starts crouching, starts swinging his arms, crouching and swinging his arms. And then he leaps up, lands on his hands, and worms himself to the ground. And then he throws his hands up in the air while he's still laying down. See? I'm so close.
About 15% more, you'll land on your feet.
He gets up and gives you a hug and then runs inside. As you hear your mother spot him immediately and go, Jayce, where have you been?
Sibbly will walk inside and go, she was out here with me trying to clean up the bush that seems to be ran over by a cart.
Just take off your clothes and put them in the laundry, please. I'll get to that in a bit. Sibbly, honey, dinner's almost ready.
No problem. I'm gonna go get his clothes. Yeah. And hang them up.
All right, just be quick. You see your father is sitting at the table, his walker off to the side, his head in his hands. He tries to lift himself up and right his shoulders when you come in, and that only spawns another coughing fit. The straightening of his back. Your mother comes over and starts patting him on the back and rubbing it to try and make it go away. He gently places his hand on her arm and they share a small kiss as you kind of head up the stairs. And as you get to your room and open the window, the bird hops in the window and passes you a couple coins. You feel the satchel from the transaction.
And Sibbly's gonna look at Chardonnay and just go, I swear to God, I've told him several times now not to send the bird to the inn. What the hell?
You'll watch as Chardonnay flutters over to you, lands on your arm, and then starts like hopping up your shoulder, gets up to your head, and then just headbutts you in the side of the cheek and starts rubbing his head against yours. This bird will find you in a crowded marketplace. It is the worst bird for having secret dealings, but it always knows where you are.
It's like a freaking bloodhound.
This also is the same bird that will occasionally bring you bag ties and random bits of treasure and loot it finds along the way.
Sibley's gonna kind of toss the coin. She's literally going to lift her mattress and toss the coins underneath it. And she's going to very sneakily run down the stairs, figure out where Mom and Papa are, and sneak out the back door.
All right. You sneak out the back door, and the bird flies out the window and comes down through the back with you, and is now hovering above, just kind of monitoring and watching where you're going for where it wants this transaction to happen.
Sibley's gonna kind of go to the woodshed out back where she tends to keep her not so usual supplies and get the blood bag for Percy.
All right. And as you...
She'll
Oh, go ahead.
whistle at the bird and have it come down and kind of try to attach it to the bird as it frickin', I'm sure, hops around thinking it's the best frickin' thing in the world. Yep.
The bird will fly down, and it keeps hopping around, trying to get you to scritch it a little bit before get the blood pack on it. Eventually, you secure the blood pack to it. The bird looks exceedingly proud to be doing this mission. And then looks at you and cocks its head to the side, waiting for its head pat before it heads off.
Yeah. You don't get head pats, you get butt pats. Let's go.
You pat the bird. Proceeds to take off and into the sky. And starts heading on its way home. As you are getting set and ready for the day, but do you take stock in Jackie's proposition? Are you planning on heading to that church? Are you planning on bringing company?
I will.
All right.
Once I go inside and make sure that I drop off what I've acquired from Jackie back in Pop's room, fill his canister. I'm gonna go down and quick bite and let them know that I was told earlier in the day that I needed to go back to the church. They don't know which church. They'll suspect the usual.
All right, dear. Just take care of yourself out there with all these vigilantes and criminals running about. We don't need you getting in amok.
Trust me, I can handle myself out there.
Your father will stand up from the table and hobbles over, leaving his walker behind. As he comes over to you, he reaches into his breast pocket and pulls out a small talisman before he takes your wrist and ties it around your wrist. Oh, good luck. And safe travels. He takes the talisman, holds it in his hand while it's on your wrist, and just utters, "May the gods watch over this traveling soul." And as he lets go of this tear-shaped talisman, you will see a small raven flying inside of it. You recognize this as a simple blessing. And the spell bless. But a simple blessing. Before you head out and onto your day. The camera comes back up off of you as the door shuts to your house, following you out and trails after Chardonnay the bird. As we head to the Crafters District, where there are two people, a father and a daughter, holding a conversation that they've had for the 17th time this week, and it's only Tuesday. I told you, adventuring is a terrible way to go about making money. There are plenty of other options. There are crafts that you can accomplish in the street. You're lovely with your art and your stitch work. You could do any one of these things. But there are people out there who rob and pilfer and pillage. There are gangs on the streets, vigilantes who take the law into their own hands. Don't even get me started on the council. There are so many dangers out there.
I know that, but it's not for the money. I want to do what you guys did, what made everything better.
And that is the problem. It's not even generic adventuring. You want to be a hero.
Well, you don't want me to leave. This is like the next best thing to stay around.
Heroing would put you the farthest thing away. You've seen the top hero. Xavier is out there every day, performing and trying to save people. He's the top-rated thing in the news. And just imagine a Dampier as a hero. I could see the town casting their stones more than anything.
I see my cute bats as Cinnamon pops up
The bats
up on her shoulder.
The bats are one thing, honey, and you know I am proud of you for following in my swarm-keeping steps. I just don't want you to get hurt.
I can't be safe in one place forever.
I know, but even recently, there was an entire Heroes Guild that just got wiped out, a whole squad. Only their one, the recruit made it back, and he was still in his hero training. And he's still wandering around here. No one's yet to find the man. Wiped out by simple brigands outside of town. These people, they take no prisoners. They kill, they want, and they murder without any sense of recourse. And the primordials are worse. If one of those creatures spawned again, you'd have to go to the town's aid. You'd be on the front lines like your mother and I were.
Can you hear? Okay. What happened if the primordials come and we're already stuck here and I'm not a hero? How am I supposed to help these people?
We all can help in our own way. You have bats that could be wonderful messengers. Take Chardonnay, for example. That bird could always find what we're after. What we need. And for who we give a search out just by simple means of smell. And with that, you'll hear a thunk of a head passing underneath the windowsill. As Chardonnay eyes bug open and then flies over to your father with the blood bag on it. As it bumped gently into the windowsill's top.
I must say I'm impressed with Chardonnay's strength and ability to find people, but I'm surprised that bird has brain cells left.
What can I say? Some birds can take the hard-headed feat. And this one seems to have taken it in spades. But on the plus side, his head acts as a +1 bludgeoning weapon. And he passes the blood bag over to you.
Throw the bird.
I pat Chardonnay on the head.
You watch as the head retreats into the neck a little bit as it tick, tick, tick. head pops out and does a little shimmy shake. And then you watch as Chardonnay flies down to the floor and starts walking in a circle, just enjoying life. We all have our purpose. What your mother and I saw out there did more than just scar and traumatize us. It hurt you. And he rubs his thumb while holding your cheek, while holding your chin across your cheek. I'm just looking out for you.
Keep looking out for me forever, Dad.
Just a little while longer. Okay?
Okay.
He kisses you on the forehead and then heads to the next room where you are alone with Chardonnay and the blood bag. Describe your character as the camera passes over you.
Persephone has auburn hair, curly, that's pulled back behind her ears. She wears a purple dress with a bolo tie with a red stone tied to it at the center of it as a pendant. And she has pinkish purplish eyes. That's her.
All right. And as you hold your blood bag and take a look at the outside, you'll see sipping from your juice box. The sun is now cresting behind the mountains that hang to the north, and darkness is falling upon our fair city once more, concluding this second day, but starting yours. The freedom that the night offers has always been a blessing to you, as you smell that crisp night air on the wind. What does Persephone do?
As Persephone is drinking her juice box, she's gonna go to her room and where all her bats are kind of like, hanging, chilling, and she cracks open the window to kind of let them stream out, and she's gonna climb out all to the edge and kind of sit out and look into the night sky.
You look out into that beautiful cloudless sky. The Crafters District is a strange one. Within the market and the administration district, you are going to find a lot of what they refer to as light blindness, where there's so much light you cannot see the sky. You can see it, but the stars are missing. It's just basically an illumination differential. But there are 3 districts that are usually very well with this. The docks, which has dim lighting and allows for a good look out to the sea where you can see the stars on the outstretched landscape far out. The chantry, which does a lot of different basically astral divination and stuff like that there, so they magically keep their sky the same way. But the Crafters District is different. They've installed these basically parapets along the outside of the city that dim the light from the nearby district, including the entertainment district, which is literally right above you. And these light dimmers block out the light from all the districts, allowing a perfectly crystal clear view of the sky. You hear beyond the wall in the entertainment district people oohing and eyeing and cheering as a current wizarding match is going on in the Coliseum. A couple of broom plate racers are playing wizard rugby, essentially. We're going to call it that so that I don't get copyright struck by Disney or, other things.
I don't think Disney owns it anymore.
By anything that seems to live, breathe, have air, and hate people. So, wizard rugby.
Sorry, I'm trying to think what this is now. I was pretty sure I knew us, but then you said Disney, and I'm like,
Look, I'm trying not to get struck by anybody. Any lightning bolts. I'm saying Disney just to be nice because they own everything. It's the two patterns removed. It's the Walpole incident all over again. Always 2-degree separation from Walpole. But the cheers and the jeers happen as you see a tram going by, basically cutting into the market, the Crafters District. The gate opens for the tram, lets it through, and the gate closes behind the tram. And Sibbly, as you are on board that tram, do you pop up at the Crafters District, or do you just keep going?
I probably keep going, considering knowing that Azrael is everything that happened earlier with Azrael and her being the official
Crafters District is owned by Brennel, not Azrael.
Brennel. That's right. Then she might actually hop off.
All right. And are you headed towards Percy's place or anywhere in general? All right. So, Percy, you'll see somebody pops off the tram, starts heading in your general direction. And Percy, you'll see as two kicky feet are just kicking outside the window. And with that, Persephone and Sibbly, you have the floor. What do you do?
I can say that as Sibley kind of walks up and sees, feet hanging out the window, kind of kicking, she won't holler out her name. She'll just kind of give a quick whistle up the direction. Get her to look down this way.
Persephone looks down. Zippy, is that you?
You know it is. You looking for a nighttime stroll?
Give me 1 second. I go in and grab my gray cloak, and kind of like open it up for my bats to come in.
You have a good number of bats that fly into your backpack, collecting your spices.
Little spice rack.
Yes, my spice rack.
There you go.
One of us is looking through a wine cupboard, or the other one's looking through a spice rack. What can I say?
have you seen a bat fly around a room? They're just like Chardonnay.
I have, and unfortunately, it caught me pooping.
Oh god.
There was a house.
Bouncing around.
There was a house I was living in, and it was an apartment. And essentially, there was one vent that was in the apartment. That whenever you turned the light on, the fan came on, and the fan was linked directly to the outside. And it wasn't unusual for something to get caught inside of that shaft. And as I walked into the bathroom, I turned the light on, and I started doing my business, and then I heard, and I'm like, what is happening? And then the vent popped out, and a head peeked out of the vent and just started Nate's just got a like marker next to his head.
What?
Is that what happened? There we go.
Oh. Whoa, what the heck?
This.
It might just be a PlayStation thing. Yeah.
It's not even on PlayStation, actually.
How's it doing that? He didn't do anything.
See what else?
did
See what
nothing
else we
much.
can
I
get.
was
We're not
expecting
But the bat just kind of like looked out at me and was just staring out as I'm staring at it, and it's staring at me, and I'm like, "How's this going down?"
right.
How's this going down? I have another 5 minutes at least.
At least. But
Things are going down.
it just kind of hung out in the vent, and I was like, I don't blame you, Brew. After I got knocked the shit out of by a fucking bathroom fan, I would be concussed too. It got rather upset with me trying to snatch it out of the bathroom vent, but once it realized it was either my hand or the fan, it chose the lesser of two enemies, and I blended
Right.
my finger once. But I got him outside and threw him back out into the night. So, and then from that point forward, anytime I was wandering through the woods, there was always one bat that was just flying above me, and I don't know if that was the same bat, but I like to think it was.
So you got your own cinnamon.
Maybe.
Really?
But with that, you don your gray cloak and you slide down the gutter that sits outside your window and find yourself on the ground floor with Sibbly.
You left Chardonnay behind, right?
Chardonnay should be good. Should be busy. I mean, it's late, so it should be snoozing or trying to make a nest. Maybe, I don't know.
Needy butt patter. Sway. Are you and she's gonna kind of nod her head and start walking back towards the tram. You up for, I don't know, maybe,
Adventure?
yeah, maybe a little.
Let's go.
Okay.
No.
All right. And as Percy and Sibbly head towards the tram to begin their movement once more towards the dock district, we will cut back a little bit further in the day to Jayce and Jackie. As Jayce, you kind of realize Jackie's waiting for someone. The fact that he's been here for long enough and nothing's happened yet, it's probably going to be a bit before this goes down. There's a contemplative look on Jackie's face. And you both begin to get the idea that each of you know the other one's there. What do you do?
Like, I don't have to put on airs. I feel like with a run-in, he has probably seen my face one time. So, feeling like I have some time, you'll hear the knocking of the cane against the ground. And out of the shadows and into the light, you'll see Jayce appear. And he'll give you a look as he's approaching. And I'll say to
Don't worry, I won't be here long.
by the look of when I saw you, I thought it was urgent. I was hoping it wasn't so serious.
Not as serious as last time. Don't you worry.
Well, like the last time. I'm not here to keep anyone in line. I just didn't. It was new. I just didn't know what was going on there. Sorry about your brother.
Yeah, he can take care of himself. Besides, the limp is doing him good. Makes him stop being so headstrong.
Speaking of headstrong, it feels a little different in the docks. You don't know anything about that, do you? It's a little more activity, a few more upstarts, a lot more guard activity than usual.
Yeah, it's starting to smell like pigs.
I'm just afraid of what the backlash will do. More guard activity, the more people try to rally against it, the more people get hurt.
No, it's not the people you got to worry about. It's the people that prey on those people. If they can't get their stuff out to them, they lose money.
Suppliers trying more drastic measures.
Yeah, they already tried to bring a ship in, hard down through the wire, and already before their boat could even dock, they were being arrested and pulled off it. Like as if they already had whispered ears on that boat before they got there.
Side man, maybe. It's not so unusual.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm not here to get caught up in anything more than maybe necessary.
No, I'm sure seeing me around this lot again isn't exactly what you were hoping for. But I can definitely assure you from at least the moment I sat in here, it doesn't seem like the Beninskis are here at all. So I take it that territory and that quick mock-up you did, they're not coming back.
It's good to hear. The shipment that came in, it's more Bliss.
Well, I'd like to think so, but it's already being confiscated as we speak, so they're probably already getting rid of it, diluting it, probably using it for their alternative fuels. Probably start making clouds out of the damn things. But I got things to keep
Same
up.
idea.
Yeah. I'm. I don't know if you got it in you, but this is going to be my last pinhole of a chance. I'm going to have to get outside the city and get what's left. At least be the last good thing I could do.
I don't like to make those runs anymore.
Don't worry, I'm not pressuring you. Feel like you just need to get away from the kids once in a while.
They do keep me a little busier than anticipated.
As if the crooks don't.
Maybe it would be helpful to make sure to secure whatever's left out there.
I was more meaning giving you a chance to get some money out of it. But at least something.
It's feeling a little light. How are we
It's
talking?
gonna Well, I know a place. It's raw stuff.
Bro, I don't like to make it local people's problems.
I don't much want to make it other people's problems either, but I got a part of my side that I need to keep afloat. Everywhere else in this city, it's drowning. It's going to make people desperate. If anything, I'm going to be balancing it out. They get something from us. Our crew thrives. They start relying on us. And then they won't be going for the people you care for. It's just how the wheels turn.
Well, what's details? I'm assuming whoever you're waiting for is trying to get in. These new people.
Someone reliable, I think. At least whatever goes down, I know they'll be at least more capable than somebody like Flint, if you know what I mean.
I can work with that. Get the word. I'll be ready.
Well, regardless of how many I can get recruited with me, if it's just 1, 2, doesn't change. If I have to go alone, I go alone.
You know, it's in my nature to not extend the helping hand. Go ahead and, like I said, just give the word. He'll blink back into the dark and be out of there.
All right. And with that, as you take off, a short while later, Sibbly and Persephone show up, meeting up with Jackie at that faithful church. And once more, the floor is yours.
Sibley's gonna kind of lead the way up to the church doors, and she's gonna look back at Persephone, and she's gonna go, "All right, Purse, listen to me. Just stick by me here, because I don't quite know what the adventure is going to be. Forewarning.
Okay.
So either, you can join up, or if not, I'll take you back to the tram. That's perfectly fine. But either way, I gotta, honestly, whatever it is that Jackie here needs, I gotta do it, really. So,
I mean, you've been helping me a lot, so I might as well return the favor.
well, in we go.
The doors
So-
open once more to 2 people within the church. Sibbly and a stranger.
Sorry about that, Jackie. Just, had to pick somebody up along the way.
I look over at this stranger. I merely give a bit of a glance. Is there anything notable about you that Jackie would notice?
But she kind of has an unnatural eye color, it being like a purple pinkish color. Kind of knows she's holding her breath pretty good. She hasn't taken a breath yet. Just kind of staring at you.
I look back at Sibbly. You know, if she burns a hole through me like that.
Yeah, so about that. First things first, Persephone has a little thing about her that you need to keep to yourself.
The less I know, the better.
She smiles and you could see the little things poking out.
And in his mind, he immediately goes, fuck. Like, the less I know, the better. That's the moment he's like, all right,
Great. Very good.
listen.
Yep.
All right. Really?
Well, yeah. You say the less you know, unfortunately, you need to know. So she's 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 my hardball, so
Okay. I look down now at what I only can guess now is named Hardball. And I go, hey, try not to touch any of the iron in here. I don't know
Sure.
how it may affect you. And I'm going to kind of grab the shoulder of Sibley and kind of like lead her over. Strange. A lot of people seem to be babysitting a little more often than I expected. So,
I mean, a lot of people are in need. You've seen the city.
yeah. Wasn't expecting to affect kids, though. I don't see any marks on her neck.
The less you know, the better.
I have a proposition. I know your payment was a little light, and I have one last trip I have to make outside of Vesturin. It's not going to be easy going alone, and I know this is something your father needs. So I suggest that this would be the best plan, that you stick with me through this. You get what you need, at least the supplies worth. Maybe it'll last a few more months than just a week. Then I'll consider our debts paid. And then we can split our separate ways.
Sibley kind of looks off and kind of up through kind of like the decrepit roof of the church. Yeah. I mean, definitely better than you going off on your own. 'Cause going outside the walls, I mean, we all know what's possibly out there. Good Lord.
I can assure you there's no good Lord out there.
Hmm. If you think I believe in a good Lord, then you don't know me very well.
Some wild lands out there. But it's going to be a pinhole strike for me. So it's going to be the last of it.
Well, if it keeps me from going to the entertainment district to find somebody for the next couple of months, then that's why I'm here. because we all know what happens when somebody goes into the entertainment district looking for supplies.
Yeah. I was already in talks with another form of an accomplice. So I'm going to be a little more geared up. As for the hardball over there, are you sure they're going to be okay going that way? I can assure you there's not much shade.
Well, considering I don't take the lives of people. They're the one that will actually come in handy.
Didn't think you having a bloodhound was going to be your thing. I guess I can dig it for now.
No, we left the bloodhound at home.
The bird, right?
Uh-huh, a burn.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this is just get what you need. Round up hardball. We leave gonna say first thing in the morning. Look back at hardball.
Have
But
a
we might
name,
have to.
and you may call me Percy.
I thought I was being pretty quiet. I forget how their ears can be. Anyway.
Goddamn bloodhounds.
We'll have to leave at some point. 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Any questions?
Percy, you got any questions?
How are you with bats?
I've knocked a few knees, and I walk past you.
All right.
Huh?
And with that, as the party is slowly getting together and 10 p.m. is slowly starting to come to us, the curtain closes on session 1 of Vesturin. Hope you guys are having fun so far. My only viewers currently are the 3 of you, so promote your stuff to each other.
Hello, I draw.
So I came up with an idea halfway through this, but I was trying not to implement it while I was going. Occasionally, when I mouse over your names, like you could see that Nalzir Anthony pops up because your name is it's a nickname for this server. But I could put A Harp Draws here instead, and then every time that the screen gets moused on, it would pop up A Harp Draws on Instagram, and it kind of acts like a nameplate. But
Okay.
I don't know how much I like that though.
I mean, it's
Oh yeah, it is.
Pretty
Just
cool.
saw it.
I like that. But yeah, like honestly, if you want to see more of us, we're definitely going to be here every bi-week Tuesdays. Surely after something like this, usually we get inspired and we like to create things based on it. Definitely when we get the time. I know some of us, we work the retail life, so as soon as that summer starts coming around, we're a little slow on our creative side. But we still try to push things out when we can.
I work the retail side, and the creativity is the only thing that stops me from committing war crimes. Heinous war crimes.
Cheers, Spike. Cheers.
No product display.
Oh wow.
It's like I work I say my summers are like summer camps, so that is my energy do be tapped. But we do what we can.
My work is like summer camp every day.
That's true. That is true. This new job, yeah.
Yep.
And
When I'm not working there, I'm doing embroidery. So, or playing here.
Like it's that harp draws at Twitch and Instagram. I draw stuff. And on YouTube. Check YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make animations. Help me.
Oh, there you go. What kind of software are you using?
Procreate on the iPad.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah. It's been good. I gotta get a little upgrade. Because this iPad's kind of old and it crashes all the time.
Yeah, I know. I finally hit the wall with my laptop recently when it was like, oh yeah, you can't open Discord anymore because it's no longer supported on this version. And I was like, wow, it's that old? Crazy.
Yeah, man. God, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
My laptop blue screen right before session.
yeah,
Ooh.
that happened.
Oh, crap.
So I got a new laptop. I had to do the games through my iPad. And then once I got my laptop and getting it all set up, the Wi-Fi went down for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's like you
We
wanna
love
have
technology.
fun. You want to be tortured. Too bad.
Too bad.
You get the trauma without the story.
Mm-hmm.
We're shutting your kink off.
We are assembling. Avengers assembling.
As for
Nondescript team joining together.
Yeah.
as for
Gotta be
Nate,
careful with those words.
you want to promote anything while you're here? Nader impersonator, Nader illustrator.
Yeah, Nader impersonator on TikTok, Nader illustrator on Instagram. You'll find me mostly doing things that inspire me, which happens to be these groups of people here. They'll always inspire me. They'll find a way. And this man, Spike, he'll definitely find a way to inspire me. Whether it's trauma or even more trauma. But he'll find a way.
There is just nothing but trauma.
Apparently, birds are a good source of funny. Did not
We
know
love
that.
birds,
really is.
man.
It
We
really
love
is.
birds.
Did not know you found birds so joyous, but now that I know,
I have to, or they're gonna make me cry.
now that I know, I'm gonna put that weapon in my pocket. There's gonna be
Right? There's like, see, now you done.
The
yeah, now
poor
you done
duck
fucked
bastard is dead.
up. Look at now you done fucked up.
He's gonna be laying on the ground with a knife in his chest, and he's gonna be like, "Please tell my wife that I love her."
That's just it. This is how my wife.
Please tell my wife that I love her.
Yes. Yeah. And instead of like closing his eyes, it's gonna be like closing his beak. He struggles for life.
Oh, my wife.
As the air is exiting his lungs and he's becoming a corpse, just here.
His last final breath.
Oh my god.
Try not to laugh. Try not to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh. It's really sad.
Yeah, try not to laugh. Try not to laugh. That's gonna be a real test. A real test of my improv is to be holding a anthropomorphic duck as he dies, quacking.
That was just so unexpected.
I forgot this.
I forgot you had that.
We all
Oh my-
have that.
We all have
It's in the Discord
Jesus
That
Christ.
weird
Yeah.
soundboard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that this. Yeah, I forgot this was here.
I mean, I should have probably did that instead. Just like, stop, thief!
That would have been so funny.
Nah, it's sorry. It's all vocal verbal for me. Like it's always better that way.
And then meanwhile,
Just
we
the
got.
extra
Jesus.
flavor, just like, yeah, we agree. Quack, quack.
I also just imagined like you left the bloodhound behind. I didn't think you needed a bloodhound. No, we left the bird behind. The camera pans and you just see Chardonnay staring at the window, and then you hear on the soundtrack, "How did this happen to me?"
I was expecting like something like either it just being at the window and then just pivoting away from the window.
You see his head sticking out of the windowsill where it's just enough where he can get his head out and not enough where he can get his body out. And then you watch as he's trying to get back in and he's like going like this because he's realized he's got his head stuck in the window.
Yeah, and you just keep hearing that like beak hitting the metal constantly, so it's just like making it more awkward as he keeps trying.
Just starts struggling with the window, eventually finally pulls himself in. You hear
Pigeons that have like a weird like chest neck thing going on. I can't remember what it's called.